MLTI Slam Show. I'm Mia, and today is Thursday, March 30th, and this is episode 45. In the MLTI Slam Show, we learn from students just like you from all over Maine. We'll begin by following along with Jared Lennon from Nokomis, who will teach us about animation creation with slides. And that's where you can use Google Slides to create animations. Then, viewers can take the Slam exam, a chance to win prizes by answering questions about the show. Then, we'll wrap up the show with the Slam demo, a free whiteboard-like site. Now, please mute your mic, and if you have any questions, enter them in the chat so Lucas, our moderator, can respond during the show. And remember, your account is connected to everything you type, so be kind and have fun. Welcome, Jared. We are really glad you could join us today. What do you have to share?
All right. Hey, guys. I'm Jared. This is kind of weird for me because, if you're a longtime fan of the show, I'm a bit of a veteran here, but usually I'm the host. This is my first time presenting, which is going to be weird, but we're going to have fun. So let's do this. So I'm going to go ahead and present my screen. And so you can go ahead and follow along as I do this. And today, again, we're going to be learning about how to make animation with Google Slides. So you want to start off by opening up a brand new tab. And what you want to search is just slides.new. So that will open up a brand new slideshow on Google for you. And to start off, you could just get rid of some of the stuff that's here. Like, for example, you can click the X on themes because we don't need that right now, as well as you can get rid of these text boxes. You can do it one of two ways. You can either click each one individually and delete them, or you can also highlight both of them and just delete them together. So once you do that, the first thing we want to do is we want to change our background. So you go up here to background, it says background right there, and we can change the color. You can also do an image, but for today's presentation, we are going to change it to a color. So we are going to change it to a nice blue. I'm going to go for light blue 3 because we want to make a nice sky setting here. And then you will click done. Now, the next thing we want to do is we got to create our sky, get some nice imagery going on here. So we're going to make a sun. So you go up here to the shapes tool and you click on it. And we're going to go to the first subcategory there of shapes. And this one right here is the sun. So if you go ahead, you can click on that and then just click and drag. And that should pop up with your sun. Now we got to make it look a little bit more realistic though. So you come up here to the paint bucket so that you can color it. And you can do obviously whatever color you want. You can get creative with it. I'm going to use a gradient to make it look really cool. Let's do a nice orange here. I'm kind of liking that one. And then next thing we want to do is actually one thing you may notice is that when you click off of it, the toolbar does change up here. So make sure that you are clicking on the sun when you go to change these different features. And we're just going to go right in order here. So the next one is the border color. If you click on that little pencil, we want this to be the same color as our background so that we'll blend in and won't just look weird with the black border really sticking out there. So you change that to the same color as your background. And we are then going to change the border weight, which is the one right next to it, the lines right there. We're going to make that 3px. So you can see that makes it a little bit smaller there. And then finally, the last little part here in this section is the border dash. So if you click on that, we're going to go with the one that is lines and dots. So that is the fourth one down. So click on that, and as you can see, that kind of changes the texture to the outer ridges of your sun. Now, another thing, again, once you click on the sun, you may notice is there's this little yellowish orange diamond shape right there. And if you click on that, you can change the thickness of your sun. So you can make it super thick or you can make it super thin. So you can play around with that, make it whatever size you may want it to be. Again, you can make it look like whatever you want to. I'm going to go with something like that. So that looks pretty good. So there we have our sun. So that is step one right there. Now, next, of course, you got the sun in the sky. You also have clouds as well. So we are going to make a cloud. But unlike the sun where we just took a little shape and it looks very kind of cartoony and animated, we want a more realistic looking cloud. So we're going to go up here to the top left corner and click on insert. You're going to insert an image. And for this purpose, we're going to search the web. So let's search the web for a cloud. So just look for something here that looks like a cloud. You want a decent sized cloud, like I think this one looks pretty decent. So you're going to click on whichever one you may choose and insert it. Then it should pop up here, but you may notice that you have the blue sky there, and it kind of looks weird when you have the lighter blue for our background. So what you want to do is you want to crop this so that it is just cloud showing in your image. So you can come up here to the crop tool. It's this little square with the lines coming off of it. If you click on that, these little, like this black border will pop up around the image as well as the black kind of frame corners. So you want to just drag these down so that you have just cloud in your image. So get it to be like that. You just have a block of white fluffy cloud, and then if you double click, that will then have your brand new cropped image. But again, it's a chunk of cloud. It's just a big box of cloud. It's a cube. It looks weird. So we're going to use the cookie cutter tool, which is the little triangle right next to the crop tool. And so if you click on that, a very similar thing pops up as to what we did before to get our sun, except as you can see, it is over here further on the right. So we are going to choose the cloud shape. So we do that right there, and there you have your own cloud. It looks very realistic. Now this we are going to also drag up here in the top right corner, and you don't want it to be too big, but you do want it to be larger than the sun. So maybe put it over there, make sure it will overlap the sun, and then put it back over there. So now we have our official cloud and sun on our Google animation. Now, here comes the fun part. We got to animate it. So what we are going to do here is we are going to come over here to the thumbnail. So this will be what is displayed on the left side of your screen. This shows the slide that you are working on. And so if you copy and paste it, so of course, Control C, Control V, of course, a brand new one will pop up. And what we want to create here is obviously the illusion of an animation of these objects moving back and forth. So to do that, on each slide, our sun and cloud are going to move. So we're going to do this over and over again and keep copying and pasting our slides. And on each one, you are going to move your sun and cloud over. You can either click that and drag and move it over, or you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard, depending on the device that you are using. So you can click and drag like that, get some nice movement going there. And then, like I said, just keep on going there until you get your cloud and sun, get some decent movement going. And as you can see, obviously the cloud does eventually overlap with the sun, which is exactly what we want to happen. Then just keep on going. We're shooting for about 10 slides here, which obviously, more or less doesn't really matter too much. As you can see, the sun, it was like really deep in behind there. So you got to get that going a little bit more. And then keep on going with that sun. And you want it to get so that basically, obviously at the beginning, our sun started on the left side, and now it will end up on the right side. And we want the cloud, which started on the right side, to now end up on the left side. So as you can see, I have 9 sides here. Again, we're shooting for about 10. It can be more, it can be less, but now you have your Google animation. So just to take a quick little look at that, you can go through with the arrow keys and take a look at the movement of your sun and your cloud. Now, we want to go back here to where the sun is first covered by the clouds, because, in real life, when the cloud covers the suns, the sky gets darker. So we want to kind of emulate that here in this animation. So we're going to go back up here to background. We're going to change the color once again. And we did the light blue 3 before, but now we're going to make it light blue 2. So you can see that makes it a little bit darker. Because, of course, the sun is now behind the clouds. That makes the sky darker. And you want to do the same thing to your border color as well, again, so it blends in. And then when the sky is the darkest, because, of course, the cloud is completely covering the sun, you can't see it at all, you want to go back in here and do the darkest blue of the 3 with light blue 1. So you can see it gets very dark. And then here it's still a little bit covered up by the sun. I'm just going to move that over there. Made my cloud a little bit too big. But as you can see, it's still a little bit overlapped there. So we are going to go back to the light blue 2. So again, you have that evolution between the light sky, a little bit dark, completely dark, a little bit dark. Actually, I almost forgot to change the border color. Silly me. So we got to change that back again so it blends in, and there you have a nice transition. So far you should be having this very nice animation, having your cloud and sun go back and forth. The sky changes, so it looks really nice so far. But we want to make this look, it's kind of basic. It's just a sky. You got the sun, you got the cloud, but let's make some ground here. So let's start off with let's make it a beach. So let's go ahead and let's add some sand. So we're going to go ahead and do just what we did before to get the cloud. We're going to insert an image by searching the web. And so obviously have the cloud up there. And now I'm going to search for sand. So again, just find a nice basic picture of sand. I'm going to use this one right here. We can insert that and get that. You want to drag it down to the bottom of the picture and make it bigger so that it stretches all the way across the bottom of your slide. And this is, of course, on your first slide here, looking at your thumbnails on the left. And there's two ways you could go about doing this. You could either click this right here and drag it down to size it better. And that works for sure. But as you can see, the sand, your image gets a little blurry. And I'm not really a fan of that. So what I like to do is, again, go back and use the crop tool. And that does the same exact thing, except your sand is no longer blurry. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do that. You have a nice bottom foreground of sand. So we now have this nice little beach setting, but the beach would not be complete without the ocean. So we want to get some water in here. But, to make things more interesting, we can't just have some boring, stale, still image of water. We want some movement. So let's go ahead and open up a brand new tab here. And you are going to search for an image of calm water. So just search calm water. Obviously, go to google.com if you're not there already. Click on images. And so you can see there's a bunch of images here of calm water. But again, we want that movement. So we're going to click tools right here and go to the type. And we are going to choose GIF or GIF. As always, is controversial. Depends on how you pronounce it. I choose GIF. I just think that sounds better. And again, there's many options here. I like to choose this one. So you can see nice moving calm blue ocean water. So to get this onto our animation slideshow, we are going to right click on this. And instead of just copying the image or saving it, we are going to specifically copy the image address, because that'll just be way easier when you import it into your slideshow. So you go back to your slideshow tab, and this is when you go back up to insert image, but this time we are going to click by URL. So we will go ahead and do that, insert the URL, and as you can see, our image pops up, insert the image, and we're going to do basically what we did before with the sand. Again, bring it down there so that it lines up, and we want some of the sand to still be shown, but we want it to cover up most of it. So we're going to go about 3/4 of the way, 2/3, whatever you want to call it. Again, I'm going to crop it so that it blends down in with the sand. It doesn't get all blurry. Double click it, and there you have that. But as usual, it's just a big rectangle of water. So it looks a bit odd. So what we're going to do is we're going to, again, click on it, and we're going back up to our handy dandy cookie cutter tool. And in the shapes, we're going to go down here to the bottom category and click on this one here that kind of looks like a D. So you click on that, and as you can see, it now looks much more natural. It looks like the water is just coming up on the beach, and it looks all nice. So this is what we have so far. And obviously you can go in and add anything else you want. You can add in a palm tree. You can add in a beach ball, whatever you want to do to create your beach scene. Or even if you're not creating a beach, Google Slides with animation, there's a lot you can do with this. You can get really creative with it. So definitely a lot of possibilities. But this is all I'm going to show for this presentation. But one thing you may be wondering about, well, Jared, look at our thumbnails over here. Your sand and your water, it's only on the first slide. Well, obviously. So how are we going to fix that? Well, you go up here to slide. And actually, before you do that, you want to copy what you have here with the sand and the water. So again, highlight all of that and do Control-C. Then you go up to slide, or maybe actually it is view. Maybe, yes, view, that's the one. So you go to theme builder. Theme builder is where you want to go, and we want to click on the first one because this is where it says theme. We have a bunch of random text here that we do not need. So highlight that and delete all of it. Again, you may have to go through and delete each individual one on its own, which will be quite tedious. But once you do get that, what you want to do is just Control V, paste your sand and water in there. And as you can see, that does then apply it to all of your different slides on this slideshow. So once you complete that step, you click the X. And now you have, just looking back at our animation, you have a nice transition of the cloud and the sun going back and forth on the beach. So we've got a nice sunny day here. And now comes the important part. So first of all, you want to make sure you title your presentation, because if you just leave an untitled presentation, I mean, that's fine, but it's a little boring. So I'm just going to call this Jared's Beach Day. Here we go. We got Jared's Beach Day. But how do we make this a real animation? You know, we can go back and forth with the arrow keys and do this all day, but again, that's manual labor, and we're not a fan of that. So what you want to do is you want to go over here to File, and we are going to share it and publish to the web. So you go up here. There are a couple settings you want to change. We want to change this to every second, and also click both of these boxes so they will start the slideshow as soon as the player loads and restart the slideshow after the last slide. And then you publish it. You click OK, it'll pop up with this little notification, and there you have your official link for your Google Slides animation. Now, we are not complete yet because you want to copy that link. And when you go to a new tab, yes, do paste that link into the search bar, but do not hit enter. You want to make sure that up here, this does say 1,000. You want to get rid of the 1,000 and change that to 200. And then once you've completed that step, hit enter, and that will give you your official Google Slides animation. As you can see, nice sunny beach day. You got the clouds, you got the sun, the sky is changing. Beautiful. So there we have our official Google Slides animation, creating a nice sunny day on the beach. And again, you can get super creative with this. You can make a rainforest. You can make a boat. You can make whatever you want with Google Slides animation. And you know, you can go way more than 10 slides, whatever you want. You can have fun with it. So anyways, that is my presentation on Google Slides animation.
If you find this presentation difficult to follow, remember you can always access the recordings at www.mlti.me to play, pause, and rewind. Checking in with Lucas, are there any questions in the chat? Okay, we do have a question, and it is, how do I share my animation with others? So we're going to send that back over to Jared, and he will answer it for us.
All right, perfect. So to share your animation with others is actually quite simple. So we're going to go back. I'm going to present my screen, and we go back again to my Google Slides animation. We're going to go to the slideshow. So once you have your slideshow completed here, you go up to File in the top left corner, click on that, and we are going to go to Share. You want to publish that to the web, and make sure you change the seconds to every second, every 1 second. Check mark both of these boxes, and then that will give you your official link. Again, copy that, open up a new tab, paste it. You want to change the 1,000 to 200, enter, and you should have your official Google Slides animation.
Thank you so much, Jared, for coming on the show and teaching us about animation creation with slides. All right, Slammers, get ready to click the link in the chat to take the SLAM exam, a one-question quiz about today's show topic. You will have until the next episode to answer the question and be entered in the prize drawing. Only your first entry will count, and then the others will be removed. Then we'll announce the winner in the next episode. That way, everyone has a chance to take the SLAM exam, even if you're not able to join us live. I will give a code for you to type in so everyone has the same amount of time. The SLAM exam question from last episode was, what does the A in SLAM stand for? Ambassadors, ampersand, or awesome? The correct answer is ambassadors, and the winner is CR from rsu19.net. Congratulations. The SLAM team will reach out to you to get you that prize, so be sure to check your email. Now, before we ask this week's Slam exam question, let's check out this week's Slam demo.
Hello, my name is Lance, and today we're going to be doing a Slam demo on whiteboard.com. Fairly simple. It's very easy to use. You can access it in multiple places. Pretty sure you can do it on mobile as well. I haven't checked, which is something I should do, but you can test it out. All right, so it's very easy to use. You have your pencil, your line, text, eraser, and then like backspace, pencil. Then you can change the color. It's only got a few options. There's no color wheel. So you can't just have any color. You have to choose one of these, and then you just click and move your mouse. Super easy and simple. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you so much for the information, Lance. Let's get ready to take the Slam exam. Our moderator, Lucas, will put the link in the chat, or if you are not watching this live, visit mlti.me and click the Slam exam link in the top to enter your answer. You can only enter once anytime before next week's show. The passcode for this episode is 835. The passcode is 835. The Slam exam question is, when you publish the animation, what does the MS in the address stand for? Magnetic service, multi-speed, or milliseconds? All right, we will announce the winner randomly selected from all correct answers next episode. Good luck. The Maine Department of Education is calling for student and educator team session proposals for any of the 3 events that are part of the 20th annual MLTI Student Conference. The event is in May, and if your Slam team is interested in participating, visit mlti.me and click the link for more information. Thanks, everyone, for joining today's MLTI Slam Show. Thanks to our presenter, Jared, our moderator, Lucas, and our director, Aiden. Slammers, if you have questions, would like to make comments, or share the work you created today on the show, visit www.mlti and contact us. Those of you in the live stream right now, stick around for the after-show live discussion. Student Leadership Ambassadors, stay curious, and we'll see you next time.
The MLTI Slam Show is a program of the Maine Department of Education. For more information about this and other innovative educational initiatives, please visit www.maine.gov/DOE.